how to use the BRRRR method to leverage real estate with 100% financing. Have you heard about the BRRRR method when it comes to financing real estate? Or you just heard about it and now you're looking for a great video that will clearly tell you what this is about and this method works? Luckily for you, Real Talker, we've created a video that will surely answer all your questions about the BRRRR method. We will tackle how this method works and how you can use this to your advantage. While it sounds like you're shivering from spending too much time outside, the BRRRR strategy is a method of real estate investing which includes buying a property, renovating it, renting it out, refinancing, and then repeating this process, or simply known for its acronym Buy, Renovate, Rent, Refinance, Repeat. Some investors refer to the acronym as the BRRR strategy, omitting the rent portion because it's self-explanatory. The BRRRR method makes it easier to invest money into another rental property because you can use the return money or the down payment for your next property. Investment quickly snowballs into more rental properties and passive income, maximizing returns. Here are some guidelines, steps, and tips to start rolling your snowball in real estate or just simply using the BRRRR method. I know you're as excited as us, so we'll now go on how does the BRRRR method work. Step 1. The work on your property can be extensive and impact the value, so you need enough room for improvement. And don't forget about the paint. This is not just a renovation job, it's one that will substantially raise the value. Realistically, investments in residential real estate are risky. Although the return is better, it's not guaranteed because of the level of risk involved. Historically low interest rates make equity line mortgages a popular option for investors. To explore potential opportunities, it's advisable to check out the data on investing for a purchase rehab loan and view an investment property loans comparison chart to see how potential lenders may vary in investment requirement and cost. You have a number of options for financing your purchase. Make sure to use a revolving line of credit if you want to buy and renovate properties. Home equity loans and credit cards can be high-risk investments. But if you need to use a revolving line of credit, such as a home equity line of credit or known for its acronym, HELOC, or credit cards to finance your renovation project, the process can take anywhere from 5 days all the way up to 6 months. You could open a business line of credit or business credit cards which you qualify for as a real estate investor. To open up this avenue, check out Fund and Grow as a service that helps generate funding and grow your revenue. They open a series of business credit lines and unsecured business cards in your name, typically giving real estate investors access to up to $250,000 in credit to use for buying and selling real estate. Step 2 is renovating the property that you bought. Minor renovations include only cosmetic changes, for example, painting the kitchen walls. A complete gut and rehab includes demolishing your old home from the ground up and building a new one on top of it. Just be careful because some did when they first bought their properties. Step 3. After you completed the renovation, it's time to take on the task of finding tenants. A rented property goes quickly, and so does a sale. Forget about vacant properties for any longer than necessary, as every week that lapses without a tenant can devalue your small business. Step 4 is refinancing in order to pay off that home purchase rehab loan in favor of a long-term mortgage. At this point, you can opt to borrow enough to cover your initial down payment if there is enough equity built into the property. As a general rule of thumb, the more major renovation work that has gone into the property, the more potential forced equity. The refinance loan is calculated based on the time since completion of repairs for investment property and can be used in conjunction with other resources. Also, see the investment property loans page for long-term rental lenders or short-term purchase rehab lenders. The cash-out refinance enables you to take a portion of your original investment and turn it into cash, and then reinvest that money with the remaining cash for more rentals. Now that we have enumerated the steps on how the BRRRR method works, we will go now to the next part of this video, and that is, what are the advantages of using the BRRRR method? First, you can invest in real estate with a minimum investment, leaving you with $0 to spend on other financial assets. The greatest advantage of this stock is that you don't need any additional money when you buy the shares for the property. Getting a loan for your next property does not mean you have to empty your bank account. If you're looking for a down payment for your next property, there are many options for you to find one. You could use baby cash from a recent childbirth, an inheritance from a family member, or even sell some old possessions or invest in some stocks. Initial investments are required for renovations. The rehab company provides financing for the renovation projects. A reimbursement is received after each round of work is complete. By using the BRRRR method, you're able to start to collect cash without excess risk with each subsequent property you purchase. You're also able to recycle your down payments for the same or more properties. And with each additional rental unit sold, the rental income grows and the overall investment register increases. And because you're financing 100% of your purchase, you can have a positive cash flow if you calculate it correctly. Otherwise, if you don't, your business could become over-leveraged with negative cash flow. With this investment property, you not only get real estate tax deductions and mortgage interest, but also the closing cost. You don't have to add a line on your income tax form for an expense if your rental property covers it. The BRRRR method is utilized by a common type of real estate investor to reach financial independence as early as possible, without needing to have millions of dollars and using the 4% rule for retirement with stocks. More information on this shortly. If there are advantages, well, there are also negative sides to using the BRRRR method. Now, we will talk about the disadvantages and risk of the BRRRR method. Before you decide to buy too much, there are certain limitations of the BRRRR approach. First, certain closing costs are incurred in both the purchase rehab loan and the refinance to a long-term mortgage, namely title searches, appraisals, lending fees, and other settlement charges. This is not surprising when you consider that these fees are required by law. To be clear, consumers may spend between $5,000 to $10,000 on each settlement transaction, which is non-refundable and irreversible. If you're looking to earn a return on your investment, you need significant renovation. Renovating real estate often comes with the expenses of overseeing contractors, permitting, and other headaches involved in renovating real estate. When it comes to buying a property, you need to make sure that property will make money and cash flow well. Use a free rental ROI calculator to prepare yourself for the eventual closing cost. Refinance long-term with your second round of closing costs so you don't get stuck with unexpected additional expenses. Investment properties comes with risk such as cost rising and unpaid loans. Before you invest in any property, ask yourself these 9 questions to evaluate the safety of the investment. Now, if you ask how the BRRRR method fits into my financial independence and retirement strategy, then no worries, for here is the answer. BRRRR is currently the most efficient method for achieving financial independence and retiring early. With this strategy, you can retire at 35 or even earlier. The phrase acronym SOUP is used when naming a series of items following each other in sequence without a break. When you ask most people how much they need to retire, they might respond with a "huh?" or "over $1 million maybe." There are many different variables involved in the decision at hand. Those who think they will be able to live comfortably without working exhaustively feel that the 20th century model of retirement is too restrictive. There is a sense of curiosity in the collective point of view, as well as doubt. The 20th century model included saving up a large sum of money, then retiring at 65 and gradually spending less over the next 20 to 30 years. Most people use the 4% rule to figure out how much they need to save to retire. This formula determines how much money you will have in order to withdraw $40,000 a year in retirement income. It's commonly accepted that you need $1 million saved up in order to be able to retire at age 65. Of course, it's not easy to save up $1 million. You'll need to work hard, and that will take a long time before you reach that big target. The math changes dramatically when you look at real estate versus stocks for financial independence and early retirement. Investing in stocks offers diversified, long-term growth. There are times when investments in real estate might offer better returns than investing in other assets. Let us jump into the next part, and that is how much you need to save up for retiring with rentals. Well, the BRRRR strategy throws that old 20th century model out the window. If you have $30,000 to invest in a duplex property, you can use the property's earnings to create income for the long term. After refactoring, your initial investment becomes profitable with passive income of $300 per month. You add an acquisition of 3 properties for the year for a total net income of $300. Each property generates an estimated $300 a month in net income. The last year, you earned $30,000 in rental income with your properties, plus $900 per month in passive income. This is $10,800 per year, and no dollars are leveraged by the property as it's a cash flow business. Imagine if in just 3 more years, you would have $43,200 in annual rental income with your extra money, doing nothing but buy more properties. Imagine how much better life could be if you put that extra money to work buying properties or ones that cash flowed better. Question is, who's a good fit for the BRRRR method? The BRRRR strategy works wonders for anyone looking to reach financial independence. However, it can also help anyone looking to speed up their passive income and wealth growth. You can compound your wealth and income quickly by funneling your additional rental incomes right back into fresh investments. You can start by buying a property that is easy to renovate, and then as your skills with financial investments increase and you get more capital, you can renovate other properties that are your better bets. Only those comfortable with renovation projects should use the BRRRR method. Investors who love buying ugly houses in need of some serious TLC should use this method. Estimating, managing contractors, maintaining budgets, and staying on schedules aren't skills that can be learned from experience in less than a day. While there is admittedly a learning curve, these are important skills to learn properly. Second question is, who's not a good fit for the BRRRR strategy? Only a few will get so comfortable with such aggressive real estate leverage. For peace of mind, stick with standard 80% financing. If you're unsure about the new financing model and would prefer a more traditional approach to home ownership, it's still available. Some people may not be comfortable with real estate renovation projects, even if they are leveraged. You can choose to outsource this process to a contractor or decide there's nothing worse than managing contractors. Even though it's stressful and difficult, there are many moving parts in these situations that could come back to bite you later on. We also don't recommend renovating your first rental property. There are just too many things at stake in these situations, and we have had our fair share of unpleasant experiences. If you're interested in buying ready-to-go properties, check out Roofstock. That website enables you to search for and rent apartments from all over the US. Many of these already have reliable tenants at them. With the BRRRR strategy, you're going to have problems in managing renovations and contractors because it's hard to oversee renovations when you can visit the site in person. But that doesn't end up being a problem if you're incorporated with the company instead of separate. If you don't live in a market prone to rental investments, consider turnkey property investing on Roofstock. This platform offers properties that are close enough to be accessible on short notice, but they're also distant enough so that you'll be able to recoup your investments easily. And to end this video, here are our final thoughts about the BRRRR method. If you're looking to build your rental real estate portfolio and don't mind renovation projects or 100% of the equity risk, the BRRRR method is for you. Just be careful to calculate cash flow figures for your post-renovation refinance. Forecasting costs can be more difficult when an accurate remodeling budget have yet to be established, so use conservative projections that leave room for error. And at the risk of sounding like a nag, don't go on a buying spree of multiple properties in quick succession if you're new to rental investing. Most new real estate investors underestimate how much it will cost them to maintain properties and pay interest, which could lead to losing money each month if you buy more than one property simultaneously. The BRRRR strategy can amplify this risk while using 100% leverage. We don't want you to make the same mistake that many people have made. Fortunately, we were able to learn from our failures so you don't need to. When you want to reach financial freedom faster, there's no easier path than the BRRRR method. Now, let us know what are your thoughts about the BRRRR method. Make sure to comment down below. That's it for this video, Real Talker. Remember to subscribe to our channel, and if you feel like we've delivered value, please share this video with one person. That's right, just one person, as a token of your appreciation for the hard work we put into making content that educates and helps you on your mission of building your own fortune. Remember, you can watch video after video, but it isn't until you actually take action that you'll start to see results. See you soon!